Oh God. Oh God. That's just your arm! What's going on, guys? Welcome to another vlog. I'm going to do this every day. I've been watching Cody Warner and he kind of inspired me to try to edit every day. It's going to challenge the trying to edit quickly, which is something I need to try to get the hang of. So that's one thing. Jake likes to identify, because he, as we mentioned, makes videos every day. He likes to keep track of his mind. I want to do that. And since this is about art today, we're going to make this about art. So declaration today on what I currently feel about art, and I'm kind of looking forward to see this search on art and how I might change later over time. For now, let's get to the declaration. Yeah. Get out of here, go. Okay, here we go. Real quick, this is my belief system on art and how I would define it at the very least. Again, this is personal to me. Obviously, people interpret art any other way, but it all kind of goes back to when I was in college. When I was in college, I had a teacher who asked us, and I think this conversation went for like the full week, but about what we thought art was. One of the things that came up was how you separate between art and pornography. The line that she could only define it as was, someone made the claim that I can't define it, but I'll know it when I see it. That was the line. It's like, okay, fair enough, that was where we drew the line there. But then the later half of the week, art in and of itself was kind of defined as a thing that shows or expresses a human experience where other humans can understand that individual, that artist's experience, right? So if there's a relatability, then that is art. So in the case of circus, for example, since that happens to be my medium, that would be my craft. And if I can get across a feeling or tell a story that gets you to relate with the experience that I was trying to get across, then it becomes art. Otherwise, I'm just a craftsman performing his craft in front of you, if it's not art, right? Like if I wasn't trying to tell you anything, I was just doing my thing, I'm just doing my craft, right? So like if a painter just sort of paints without any expression and wasn't trying to express anything, they are an excellent craftsman at painting. That is your craft. And so that was kind of definite. Actually, was it when I was talking with Meredith, that was the definition that we kind of like agreed on there. But I thought that was awesome. And I think at the end of the day, one of my favorite lines that came out of my college discussion, it was the line of where words fail, art prevails. One of my favorite things ever. So there was another scene that helped support it, even though it's completely random and it's not like art per se, but Amistad, where Anthony Hopkins, who's playing the president at the time, I forget which one, but he's playing the president, comes in, and as a lawyer, rather than getting overly lawyer about the case, he actually just makes sure that the jury gets a sense of the humanity of what's going on. And I think at the end of the day, that's what art is trying to do. So I guess in the sense that lawyer is so good at his job, or Anthony Hopkins as the lawyer is so good at his job, is that it's practically an art form, as that statement would come across. So when I look at any sort of art, whether it's music or a painting, a performance of any kind, that's usually what I'm looking for. Some sort of like, you're helping me see an experience that I didn't understand, or even that I would understand in a way that now I can understand, and I could see the relatability. If it's not there, then it's not clear. I won't call it bad art, I'll just say it's not clear. And so then I ask myself, like, well, how could that have been made more clear? And that ultimately is a challenge for any sort of craftsperson. And then when I was talking with Jake, that's one of the reasons why I like doing what I do, because I'm trying to look for ways to relate to an audience, to you guys in this case, because my words, I feel like, don't always do it justice, particularly in person. I don't feel like I have all the tools to get that feeling. Like I'm a physical person, not just visual but physical. So like sometimes the with the anger you need to, and the joy needs to be big, and I need it to I want to throw the vibes out there, and I don't know even how to do that on camera all the time. So that's the goal with art, is to get across the full experience, the feeling, the emotions, and that's the goal, without sounding all like hoopla about it. It's just trying to understand, looking for empathy, I suppose, or trying to be empathetic is the goal. So yes, that is what I'm looking for. That is currently where I stand on it. Now, that opinion is also not final. This is where I'm at right now. I don't know where it's going to change, and there is a lot of different types of artists out there, and there's a lot of artists who I admire out there that I'd like to know more and how to get better at doing this, because I don't in the least feel like I'm an expert in getting that across, even in my particular medium. So this is kind of marking a day for that journey. Oh God, my light's out! Damn it! Oh, it's back. Why did that go out? That was weird. Anyways, that's the journey. Let's go back to the museum. I'm there for like a few seconds, I think, right? All right, let's go back to the museum. Wait, no, scratch that. We can't just go right away. I forgot. I've got to stop by the studio. We got to do lines training. So after the lines training, let's go to the Fry Museum.
Does it actually bruise?
Yeah.
I want to get that on camera.
It actually feels really good after.
Yeah?
Yeah. Maybe I hope.
Does that hurt?
Actually, no.
It's like super mushy. I ignore you, Joe? I feel like I don't ignore you.
Don't ignore me.
Don't lie.
Don't ignore me.
Don't lie.
You don't ignore me.
So just most Los Angelites ignore you?
Every single one.
All right, repeat your interpretation of Los Angelites, because now everybody, everyone needs to know. Nope. This is
what I've heard.
Okay. Oh, it's what you heard.
I've heard from a bunch of people this.
So that's my declaration. As a result, I am going to take a trip to the Fry Museum. It's free, and I've not been here yet. So just finished my time over at the museum. It didn't really change my opinion on art in any way, shape, or form, but it was still interesting. There was an artist who had an exhibit who actually had a couple of things that gave an experience or suggested an idea that followed along the lines of how I perceive art that I liked a lot. There's a couple things I didn't quite get. Like, I didn't understand how certain things work. He had a giant candle there that represented way too many things for me to say, like, oh yes, that definitely represented all of it. Some of them, maybe one or two of them, like, that's justified. But again, that's not bad art, that's just clarity. It wasn't clear to me, the audience. So that's how I feel at the moment. That's my take on art. This has been kind of a weird day because it's leading down towards so many other things. Oh, hey, who was that? I like Kia! Yeah, so anyways, that was interesting. I want to dive more into this because I'm trying to make it clear, and I know I myself am not always clear. And I've got a project coming up because Carnival is coming up, and I can't go so representative or art see on this. It's got to be like mostly entertainment because of the thing that it is. But I'll include you guys in on the process. I haven't even chosen a topic. It's due tomorrow. So the theme is horror films. So let's dive into horror films and how that can be a road back. Yeah.